Marthie. My goal is to help you find your passion and run with it. So please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And today I want to talk about three things. First thing is cluttered days. The second one is action speaks. And today is your last day. So the cluttered days, I think is important. If you look at the third one, which just says today is your last day, then you realize you can't fill it with things that's not important. So it takes responsibility to unclutter your days, which is an action. You have to take all the stuff that's not important and put it on the side. Now, I think um, the most important part of that is to find out what is actually cluttering your day. And sometimes it's very sneaky. It is, I think a lot of people think it's watching TV or listening to radio or sitting on the couch, but I don't always see that as a problem, because I think that's also part of how you fill your day with things that you enjoy. I think cluttering would be to instead of cleaning your house once a week, to clean it every day. You know, to have very high expectations of basic stuff, that you could lower your expectations a little bit and put it on a bigger schedule, and then manage it better. So, for example, house cleaning is a good example. Instead of vacuuming every week, for example, you can say, well, I'm going to do a big vacuum at the end of the month. Or you can say, I'm going to do a big vacuum in this area of the house. I'm going to do all the rooms, bedrooms this week. Next week is going to be all the bathrooms. The week after is going to be the kitchen. So you space it out. Instead of doing all the rooms every week, you focus an area every week, so that at the end of the month you would have covered all of it. So that's what I think about cluttering, is where you have very high expectations of what perfect looks like, so you can lower your expectations and achieve your goals in a month's time instead of every week. And then you end up being a rat on a little wheel, where you never finish what you were busy with. So I think sometimes cluttering your day is about having too high expectations of what perfect looks like. So actions speak. If you spotted me this week at the Word Fest, you'll know I walked around with a teapot on my head, and people found it very funny. People were avoiding me. People were coming for pictures, and it was very interesting. But I don't think you could have missed me. And sometimes you have to do both things to show that your actions speak, but it doesn't always have to be as bold as that. I think showing up is the biggest thing and the biggest action you can bring to the table. So when I say action speaks, that means when you promise something, you have to deliver on it. I really have a problem with people that promise something and they don't deliver. And when they do it repetitively, you realize, but this person, speaking and action is not the same thing. So actions do speak. So for me, now that I'm saying, okay, I'm finished with doing shows, I'm going to be doing more recording artist stuff and nursing foot care, people say, oh, we don't believe you. Well, my action has to speak. People will believe me once they see it, and it's going to take responsibility from me to show them how I'm going to bring that to completion and live through it. Proof is in the pudding. And then the last thing is, today is your last day. That means if you have only one day, what would you do with it? You know, and you can hear, like, the August 2 people were killed. That was their last day. They didn't know. So for me, it's very important to capture what I want of the day and make it live longer. That's why I've decided to, for example, instead of focusing on helping a lot of people individually, interviews, rather I'm going to start writing what I know, so that even when I die, you can read it. And I found this, I had this one brilliant book, The Business of Songwriting, and I love this book. It was written by John Brandy, and he actually died of cancer. But I wish I could find that book again, because it's his legacy, and it still rings true. And or people like Zig Ziglar, he still influences my life, but he's not around anymore. So I think for you to find that one thing that you want to capture in your day and make it last longer, even if it's just giving somebody a flower or giving somebody a compliment, because that might be the thing that lifts them out of the day that they need it. So yes, so the one thing I discovered with the Woordfeest is people dress up for the Woordfeest and they have put on their best clothes, because just in case somebody's gonna take a picture or take a video of them. So that's interesting. So you know what, why wait for tomorrow to dress up or wait for the Woordfeest? Maybe today is the day you should be dressing up and being your best, even if you're picked up weight or you're not where you should be or you have an injury. Make the best of what you have today, because tomorrow might not be given to you. So I'm very excited. I'm busy working on Women on Fire, the album. I'm busy working on Drink Hulle Tee en Kanne, the album. And I'm going to be working on new productions. I won't get into much of that at the moment, because I want to finish what I started first before I start with something new. But I'm very excited. I think what I'm going to be doing will be legacy stuff and very useful to other people. And I hope that you will find that too. So please subscribe to my channel. I want to help you find your purpose and run with it. And the 3 things today is your last day, action speaks, and the third one is clutter days. So let me know what you think and if you have ideas. And I'm still looking for ideas for stories of hope. So if you have suggestions, I'm going to really work on that for the next year. And I can't wait to see who I'm going to meet.